Apple's steps are hurting many tech giants, and Mark Zuckerberg-owned Meta is one of them. It might be said to the effect that Apple is crushing Zuck's Metaverse. And it's not by deciding to enter the Meta bandwagon through AR, it's by a simple tweak in its devices. Apple's vision of a more private web isn't really a more beneficial one for internet organizations that are based on promoting income. That lesson could be seen in a recent income report from Meta, the organization that Mark Zuckerberg established as Facebook. Meta said that privacy features presented by Apple last year can cause Mr. Zuckerberg's organization to lose out on $10 billion in revenues this year. The news dropped Meta's stock price in excess of 26%. Zuckerberg alleged that Apple's moves and new privacy guidelines in Europe addressed an unmistakable pattern where less information is accessible to facilitate customized promotions. Meta's warnings and the subsequent dropping stock prices were glaring reminders that even among the tech monsters, Apple holds unprecedented influence as a result of its control of the iPhone. Furthermore, the tech business got a reasonable notification that a long-planned shift in how an individual's data might be utilized online was emphatically affecting internet organizations that have gone through years building companies around selling promotions and advertisements. People can't actually be targeted as before, said Eric Seufert, a media specialist and creator of Mobile Dev Memo, a blog about mobile promotion. That breaks the model. In addition, a burden can be fixed with 2 or 3 changes. It requires remaking the very base of the business. Other internet organizations other than Meta which rely upon promotions also felt the repercussions of Apple's decisions. However, more modest outfits seem to have been more agile than Meta in their reaction to Apple's changes. Shares in Snap, which announced its final quarter results on Thursday evening, fell around 17% prior in the day. However, costs returned in the night after the organization said it created its first gain. The offer costs of Twitter and Pinterest likewise dropped after Meta's profit report, yet recuperated in the nighttime exchanging Thursday after Pinterest additionally detailed surprisingly good income. Apple's progressions have extensive repercussions that might hurt buyers' wallets, Mr. Seufert said. However, customers are predominantly deciding not to be followed. While Meta and other huge media organizations have grown new strategies to target individuals with promotions, a few more modest brands whose advertisements can never again arrive at new clients have tracked down an alternate answer for the issue: raise costs. Apple rolled out critical improvements to the protection settings of its versatile working framework last year, permitting iPhone clients to pick whether promoters could follow them. Since Apple presented the component, a greater part of iPhone customers have selected to obstruct it. Just 24% of iPhone customers all over the planet have assented to being followed by promoters, as indicated by information distributed in December by the examination organization Flurry. Now that implies that an expansive area of iPhone users are dodging the individual targeting by sponsors. It has been a frightening time for advertisers, which have for a really long time followed users online to decide the number of purchases their users were making. Advertisers additionally depend on tracking to mark out the items that shoppers have seen, however not yet bought, advising them that it very well may be an ideal opportunity to purchase. Yet for privacy activists, the change is a welcome check against surveillance that returns capacity to the hands of an ordinary technology user. We accept the effect of iOS in general is a headwind on our business in 2022, said Dave Wehner, Meta's CFO, during a call with experts on Wednesday. It's in the order of $10 billion, so it's a really critical headwind for our business. Google has additionally taken actions that upset the promotion business. Last month, it declared a proposition for how Chrome, the world's most broadly utilized internet browser, could ultimately wipe out conventional tracking systems for serving advertisements. It presented another framework which would inform sponsors regarding a user's areas of interest, for example, wellness or cars and vehicles, in light of the most recent 3 weeks of the user's web browsing history. Meta's assessed misfortune in view of these cutoff points is practically identical to what the organization is losing on the Metaverse. Meta said its turn to the Metaverse, which could in principle assist it with moving back from Apple's impact, was eating into its benefit. The organization sees the Metaverse as the up-and-coming age of the web, wherein individuals will share virtual experiences. It lost more than $10 billion in 2021 as it constructed the VR headsets and smart glasses that will make it workable for users to get to the Metaverse. In spite of the fact that Meta said income rose by 20% in the last 3 months of 2021, ending in December to $33.7 billion, the organization's quarterly profits fell by 8% to $10.3 billion. Mr. Weiner added that Apple's iOS changes floated the advertisement business of Google, which isn't subject to Apple for promoting information. Snap, the producer of the Snapchat application and the augmented reality glasses Spectacles, said during its third quarter profit year in October that Apple's security changes were starting to affect its business. However, the organization is adjusting. Snap said in its final quarter profit report on Thursday that the greatest effects from Apple's change might be behind it. "We are going strong headway," said Jeremy Gorman, Snap's chief business officer. The organization offers its own estimation to promoters to check the effect of their advertisements, and those tools are currently utilized in excess of 75% of its immediate direct response advertisers to pick whether promoters could follow them. Since Apple presented the component, a greater part of iPhone customers have selected to obstruct it. Just 24% of iPhone customers all over the planet have assented to being followed by promoters, as indicated by information distributed in December by the examination organization Flurry. In its profit report, Snap said that it had surpassed analyst assumptions for income and user development. Over the most recent 3 months of 2021, Snap's income was $1.3 billion, a 42% increment from a similar period a year prior. Day-to-day dynamic users developed to 319 million, a 20% increment. The organization benefit was $22.5 million. Snap's share price bounced back after the news, shooting up in excess of 50%. Over the most recent 3 months of the year, even Pinterest revenue increased to $847 million, up 20% from a similar period a year prior, the organization stated. Its profit was $175 million, a 16% drop from 2020. Pinterest portion cost was up 29%. Previously, Twitter has said that Apple's privacy push has made insignificant disturbances to its business, since quite a bit of its publicizing came from brand awareness campaigns in huge events similar to the Olympics, as opposed to targeted promoting. Yet Apple, which announced its final quarter income, showed that privacy was profitable. Despite supply chain disturbances, Apple said that deals of iPhones added up to $71.6 billion, up 9% from a year earlier. The cell phone producer announced an 11% expansion in income and a 20% hop in benefit. Apple has made privacy a critical piece of its showcasing for the iPhone and different items, empowering users to quit following and giving strides to make tracking more difficult in its program Safari. In any case, Apple has kept on permitting applications like Facebook to follow users in total, as long as they don't try to personally identify users. Last year, Tim Cook, Apple's CEO, making his organization's message understood, said that the advertising business had turned into a biological system of trackers and advertisers simply hoping to make a fast buck. Apple is known since always to uphold the rights and wishes of its customers, and no customers want to be under constant surveillance. And Apple seems to honor the wishes of its customers. However, this is creating problems for the other tech giants like Meta, whose user base consists of a large number of iPhone users. If Apple comes up with a new privacy policy on its devices, it could be a huge blow to the customer-targeted advertising business for others. So let's see how this pans out for Meta. Now, this was all about Apple's newly introduced privacy policies and how it can hurt the chances of rival Meta, which hopes to earn massive revenues in order to invest in its Metaverse sector. If you like this informative video, press the like button and also share it with your fellow Metaverse enthusiast friends. Also, do not forget to subscribe to our channel for more such interesting videos. We will be soon with yet another topic.